So I don't usually post videos, but last night we went to the Dixie Chicks concert here in Nashville, and it was a really, really awesome time. We spent so much time, me and some friends from my old salon. We went there. There were thousands of people in the audience, that were all there sharing the same experience. But I figured there would be some protesters when we got up front, screaming about how the Dixie Chicks hate America and stuff like that. But that's not what we really encountered. What we encountered was scream preachers out front calling people whores and homos when we walked in, talking about perverts and drunkards and screaming at everyone as they walked through the gates. And I had my 10-year-old son with me. And it was really an experience that pissed me off, and I didn't shy away from it though. I didn't cover his ears and tell him to run inside. I had him stand there and I had him look at them. I had him look around at all the people that were coming into the building. And I asked him, I was like, look at all these people. I said, do these people seem happy? Do they seem excited to be here? I said, they're all coming here to enjoy music, to enjoy a concert. And I said, now look at them. Look at those people over there, screaming, calling people names as they walk in. Listen to how angry they are. I said, they don't seem happy, do they? And he said no. And he could tell that they weren't. He could tell that they were just filled with anger and rage. And I don't usually confront protesters because one, I know it's not going to do any good because they've already made up their mind. They don't care. However, in this situation, after about the 15th homo that was thrown around, I finally went over and I told my son to stay with my friends. And I told the guy, I said, you know what? I said, there are a lot of homos here. I said, there's a lot more homos than you think, me being one of them. And I told both of them, there were two guys there. I said, you know what? I said, I have used both of you today as an example to teach my son how not to act, how not to treat people. Now, of course, I got told that we were both going to hell, which I expected, and I don't care. But the reason I did that was because I needed my son to see me stand up for us, for our family. He knows his father's gay. It does not bother him. But it bothers me when we're walking into a concert to have people screaming homo at me and at other people walking by. To have them screaming whore at pretty much every woman that passed by. I had to even explain to him what a whore was. I told him how it was a derogatory comment towards women that you should never use. You should never call a woman a whore. And my son was angry. And I shouldn't have to have those conversations with a 10-year-old in 2016. But one thing that was really nice though was my friends actually came up and stood with me and stood against these people, and one of my friends, she's a very devout Christian, a very loving and kind person. I have Christian friends, I have Christian family members, I have Christian clients, and I care and I love them very much. They are nice and wonderful people. It might be due in part to their religion. I imagine it probably is. I know for a fact it is. But it also is in part because they are just naturally nice and loving people. What bothers me is the religious fanaticism that has fueled hatred towards gay people, towards women, towards black people, towards anyone that is darker than a sheet of white paper. That's what bothers me. That's what bothers me about religion, is what it does to people. And it's not just the people that are out scream preaching on the streets, at concerts, or in front of Target, or anything else like that. It's also the people that claim to be a nice, loving Christian, but at the same time spout off things like, hate the sin, not the sinner, or it's not for me to judge. Those same people are the same people that vote in people to judge for them. They hit their judgment on the ballot box. That's what they do. And that's what bothers me. Those are the same reasons why I have to now explain to my son why these people are screaming at us while we're going to a Dixie Chicks concert. That pisses me off. I spend so much time trying to create a good, loving, healthy environment for my son. And you know what? I've done that. I have done that. My son is proof of that. But I hate that he still has to see so much hatred in the world. But you know, during the concert, when just outside, 50 yards away, there's people screaming hatred and bigotry, inside, there was a lot of love. There was a lot of love for those women, the Dixie Chicks, who 10 years ago were literally run out of the country because of their views. But now society's finally caught up to where they were 10 years ago. And they came back to Nashville, the heart of that hatred that drove them out 10 years ago, to a sold-out stadium. That makes me happy. That makes me have faith in the world. That America is changing. You know, because progress is inevitable. And if people do not join in, they will be left behind. Gay people have been here forever. Black people have been here forever. Women have been here forever. And as much as people have tried to stifle and oppress us, we're still here. And we're still fighting. And we will win. We will win our rightful place in society. And those people that are scream preaching or loving the sinner, hating the sin, they will eventually be left behind. And you know who's going to inherit the new world? The new progressive, loving place of equality that I know for a fact will eventually come. It's going to be my son, possibly his son or daughter, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, all of our great-grandchildren. But it's up to us right now to continue to fight so that they can actually have that world.